Hi guys, today I'm here with what I guess I'll call a birthday haul, but these are things I've picked up over the past month or so, and I would say I bought more definitely because it was my birthday month, a little bit of a treat yourself type of thing. So some Sephora, Shoppers Drug Mart, and then for my actual birthday I went to Buffalo. If you've yet to see that vlog or kind of tune into my vlogs, it's a fun one. I'll link to it down below, but while there I went to Ulta and Target along with Trader Joe's. So I picked up a few things there, so let's go ahead and get started. Oh, by the way, I feel like I always forget to mention this and I'm like, oh, by the way, but if you're curious about this eye look, I did use the new balm palette and I did film a tutorial. I don't know how the footage came out. It looked kind of weird while I was filming it, but if it exists, I will link to it down below. I used the new Cool Tone palette, but I do really like it so far. Okay, let's get started. It's very rare that I actually shop at Sephora in store because I'm addicted to Ebates. If you're not using Ebates, it's just basically you get a percentage back. It could be anywhere from like 1 to 18% depending on the year, so highly recommend you download it. I will have a link down below, but that's why I basically never shop in store anywhere, but I happen to be at the mall and I wanted to grab my Sephora birthday gift, so I wandered in and I picked up a few items because I was feeling spendy. The first thing that I got is kind of, not really a repurchase, but I was actually sent the Airbrush Flawless Filter Powder from Charlotte Tilbury and I absolutely fell in love with it, so I wanted to get a lighter shade because I've been using it to set my face in shade 3 and it's just the most magnificent powder. So I picked it up in shade number 2 to set my under eyes. I've really been liking it. The only kind of downfall with this powder is that it's definitely pricey and there's not a ton of product in here. Like, I've already hit pan on the powder for my face, but it is a gorgeous soft powder, has a little bit of pigmentation to it, like just enough, but it really does give you that kind of flawless airbrushed look like they say. I don't find it looks too powdery, but at the same time I do find it mattifying, but it's also smoothing. It's a very gorgeous powder, so while I was feeling spendy I decided to get it. And I also decided to pick up this highlighter. This is also not cheap. It is the Hourglass, what is the name on this? Vanish highlighter. Anyways, I got this one in the shade Bronze Flash. Same format to their stick foundation, which I have reviewed, and I recently reviewed their liquid as well, so I'll link to those down below, but this is just a gorgeous highlighter. My only problem with it is that I keep touching, and I think this happened with the stick foundation too, let me know if you've had this problem, but I keep touching the actual stick to this and it's just getting kind of messy, which is annoying. Maybe I just have incredibly bad hand-eye coordination, but the actual highlighter here is just so gorgeous and stunning. Very bright looking, but no glitter or, you know, big chunks of anything in there, so it's just the most gorgeous. When I was in the checkout line, I decided to pick up this Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I thought that this little mini size was great because I have tons of primers, but I did really want to try this out. I have only used this once, but I gotta say right off the bat, it's not like as thick and like as putty textured as I was expecting it to be. I was expecting it to feel very thick and kind of almost like hard to glide on the skin, but I did not have that issue with it at all. So like I said, I have only tried it once, but so far the texture feels actually kind of cooling, almost water-like in a weird way, but it still has that smoothing effect on the skin, so I'll have to keep testing it out. And I do want to try the e.l.f. one along with the new e.l.f. concealer, but so far so good with this. And then I did get my Drunk Elephant birthday gift. This year I think it's Kat Von D, Drunk Elephant, and maybe something else, at least here in Canada. So this has the mini jelly cleanser and then a mini Protini, which will be great for travel. While at the mall that day, I popped into MAC, and I mentioned this in a recent favorite blushes video, but I have plans to do a kind of like blushes that act as great highlighters as well, or like double duty multitasking blushes that make not only great blushes but also great highlighters, because I feel like that can be a little bit rare. Either it's too pigmented to be a highlighter and put that high up on your cheeks, or it's too shimmery to be a blush and you're kind of like highlighting all your pores. So working on finding some blushes, some more blushes that do double duty. So I picked this up. It is the MAC Extra Dimension blush in Telling Glow. Now I have this in the shade Sweet Nothings or something like that. It's more of like a berry shade, so still gives you the glow, but it's not exactly the type of blush that I was looking for, so I really wanted to try this one. This is incredible. If you have a deep skin tone, like deeper than me, I can't imagine how good this would look on you. I wore this last night for the first time. I actually was going to film this video last night, and then I think we might have new neighbors or something because I could hear TV, which I live in a condo and I almost never hear anything, which I'm very happy about. But I think they were listening to the news on like absolute max, and I got all ready wearing this blush and then I couldn't film. So anyways, I will say that this is super impactful. Use a light hand, but from what I can tell, it is going to make a really great kind of double duty blush. I would feel absolutely happy to pop this on and not wear any highlighter. I thought it was gorgeous. Has so much like sheen and warmth to it. I think I'm gonna take it with me to Mexico because it's just like, oh, it's incredibly gorgeous. The same day while at the mall, I decided to go to Shoppers Drug Mart because the one here in Toronto at the Eaton Centre has a couple of brands that aren't available at all Shoppers Drug Mart, including Chanel, because I had gift cards. Some of them were actually given to me by shoppers at different events, and then some were like gift cards that maybe I got for Christmas, but either way, I had a pile of Shoppers Drug Mart gift cards that were burning a hole in my pocket. So I decided to pick up a Chanel foundation. I actually have not tried this yet. I've never tried any of their products, but this is the Healthy Glow foundation, and I got this in the shade number 50. I really should try this actually sooner than later because I feel like it may not be a great shade match for me. She tried it on me in store and it seemed to look good. It kind of disappeared into my neck, but then again, I feel like the tone might not have been warm enough. It looked pretty pink, and I don't think Chanel has like the best shade range. I mean, no surprise there. I think Dior does a much better job from what I can tell, but I do want to try this out, so I do need to try it. But right now I'm actually wearing the new L'Oreal foundation, which I've gotten tons of requests to review, so I am testing that out, and you will see a review coming on that soon, but I do want to get my hands on the concealer as well before I do a review. So another foundation that I've been wanting to test for a long time, and I think they have extended the shade range on this, is the Bourjois Healthy Mix foundation. Now, I started watching YouTube in probably 2010, 2011, and I watched primarily British beauty bloggers or YouTubers, and they all raved about Bourjois, the chocolate bronzer, the Healthy Mix concealer. I think this is a little bit different because there's another Healthy Mix that has like a rounded top on it and it's like beige with like fruits on it or something. Anyways, this one has a better shade range, and this one I got in number 57 bronze. I have yet to try this, but stay tuned for a review. Then I picked this up. At an event, I got the original Saint-Tropez tanning mousse, and I do want to try it because I mentioned this in a video and someone was like, why would you tan? And why wouldn't I? You know, like I may be deeper than you, but I still can get a lot of color and I still get my version of pale in the winter. So definitely want to kind of play around with it. I'm just curious, but it also intimidates me. So I wanted to try this. It's from Saint-Tropez. It's the Bronzing Water Face Mist. Let me know if you have tried this. I like that it's clear and it says that it is for a year-round tan, and it's apparently pretty easy to use. Let's see, gives you a healthy glow that is for all skin tones and skin types. I don't know. I haven't tested it out yet because I have too much to do to like mess up my whole face, but at a time when I don't have much to do, I will be giving this a try. But if you have tried it, be sure to let me know. And then I picked up this from Philosophy. I haven't really tried much from them. This is their Micro Delivery Resurfacing Peel. I'm so into like peels and like anything that can like really help me with the texture of my skin. So this has anhydrous vitamin C, microdermabrasion crystals, lactic acid, which I really love for my skin, and it's supposed to, what are the claims on this guy? It's like a two-step process. Salicylic acid as well. But basically it's supposed to like help you have better skin essentially. So haven't opened this up. A lot of this I have not tried extensively because when I do a bunch of shopping, I kind of tuck everything away in a drawer so that I can come on here and tell you about it, and then I can go test it out, and of course then you can let me know what items from the haul you're interested in seeing more about. Moving on to Ulta, which I think is just such a great store, and if you live in the United States, you are blessed to be able to go to Ulta. We can shop online in Ulta here in Canada, but you don't get points and it's just not the same. But anyways, wanted to pick up a few different things that I hadn't seen in Canada yet and a few brands that aren't necessarily available here. So the first thing I got is the Flower Beauty, which from what I can tell, I think this brand has mostly left Canada. It was in Walmart, but I don't think it is anymore. This is the Light Illusion Luminous Makeup Nude Skin Feel, and I'm kind of disappointed. I didn't make it to like a drugstore, and I didn't make it to Walmart either when I was in the States because it became a crazy snowstorm and we had to get going. So there was a few things that I wanted that I wasn't able to pick up. But anyways, I picked up this foundation. I tried it for the first time last night. I don't know. I think it might be a little bit dark, and I think it might have oxidized as well, but I'm gonna need to test it out more. I got this in the shade, like I was Googling, you know, trying to find foundation reviews while I was standing in the aisle. I got this in the shade Sable D1, and again, that's another reason why I started my YouTube channel, because every time I go to find somebody who looks like me that has reviewed a foundation, it is like finding a needle in a haystack. So that's a big part of why I started my channel, is to help people who have a similar skin tone to me figure out what shade should go on their face. You know, even if I'm not the exact same shade as you, it might be remotely helpful. But anyways, then I got a couple things from Maybelline. These are coming to Canada. They just hadn't arrived and I wanted to include them. I did a recent kind of like drugstore skincare makeup routine with Garnier that featured a bunch of Maybelline stuff. So I picked up the Matte Bar palette, and I haven't loved a lot of the Maybelline. I like their City Minis, and I've liked some of their more mini palettes in their single shadows, but the nudes palette and the pinks or whatever those were, they weren't great. This is really nice, however. I was really impressed with this. I like the shade range that's in here. I love that it's all matte. It's a little bit powdery, but still pigmented, still blendable. You can see it in action in that video, which I will list down below. Then I also picked up the Super Stay Full Coverage Powder Foundation, which I will be reviewing. Lots of new foundation reviews to come. This one I got in $3.32 because when I looked at, I think it was $3.20. It looked really light and really yellow, and generally I wear like $3.15 in the Maybelline foundation, so I don't really know what's going on there. Their lines are pretty consistent coloring to coloring, so it seems a little bit off perhaps in the powder foundation. Let me know, but either way, I do want to test this out as a powder foundation on its own, but as of right now, I have enjoyed using it to set my face. Tons of you have recommended this to me, which I haven't been able to get as I haven't been able to find Flower Beauty. My hair is in my eyeball. As I haven't been able to find Flower Beauty here in Canada, but it is the Blush Balm, and I picked this up in Melon. It's kind of like a corally shade. I found when I put it on my cheeks, it lost a little bit of that warmth and oranginess and went a little bit more pink, but it's actually kind of probably for the best because I did buy the Glossier Cloud Paint, which I will be talking about momentarily, and I got that in like an orange shade, and then I realized I had bought this, but I'm glad that they turned out not to be the exact same shade. So far, really love this. I've been so into a cream products lately. I will have a cream video coming, and I am doing some more cream research, so stay tuned for that. But so far so good, easy to work with, beautiful color, not too pigmented. Then I got this because I'm so excited, and again, I think this might exist in Canada, but I just hadn't picked it up. This is the Essence Pure Nude Sunlighter. So they already have a highlighter, which I use and like, but I was never in love with the shade because it was a little more champagne, but this is my jam. It's what I'm wearing right now. Gorgeous, gorgeous highlighter. Really nice formula, really smooth, no glitter, incredibly affordable, and this is just much warmer. Did I say what shade this is? It's Be My Sunlight. So if you liked the original, but you were looking for something a little bit warmer, this is absolutely it, and it is available in Canada. I just hadn't picked it up. And then I got 2 bonuses. Oh no, that's not it. This is it. Because I bought some Maybelline products, I think it was awesome to get something like this. It's not common in Canada to get like little bonuses, unless you're buying high-end makeup, then sometimes there'll be bonuses at Shoppers Drug Mart, but almost never on drugstore. So this was exciting. It's the Maybelline Master Prime Hydrate and Smooth Base. I really liked this, used it today, and I thought it was hydrating but didn't feel greasy. And then I got my Ulta birthday gift, which I was delighted to see that it is the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, which is one of my favorite mascaras of all time. And I do have a Canadian, or I do have an account at Ulta to acquire points, but I think I had to use, it's a little bit tricky because it's not really set up for Canadians, and then I think I stopped getting the emails because it was pointless because I can't get points and shop online. But then when I went to get my birthday gift, they said, did you get the email? And I said, no, I'm Canadian, so I don't get the emails, and she still gave it to me. So just in case you do happen to pop into Ulta, still get an account because the points do acquire pretty quickly and you get good bonuses as well. I also got this brush from Morphe. It is the M510. I have to confirm, I'm pretty sure it's the same as this highlighter brush. The name has rubbed off this one. It's my favorite of all time. The one that's my original is a little bit taller, and the barrel is potentially a little bit longer, but I think they are the same brush. Either way, this looks like the type of brush I'll really enjoy for a highlighter. It was like $9, and I cannot stop using this one, and I always misplace it, so I thought it was time to get another. Quickly, let's chat about what I got from Glossier. I know I'm so late to the bandwagon on this, but honestly, it didn't feel like when I had super cystic acne, the type of brand that was made for me. It's the type of brand that, I don't know, it's a little bit of an intimidating brand to me, and I don't know why, but I just felt like the type of people who used it just had incredible skin and a lot of money and like drank kombucha and like went to yoga on Saturday mornings. And for some reason, that felt like a barrier for me to use this brand for no reason in particular. Like, it's not even, you know, doesn't even cost any more than I mean, I bought the Hourglass for some reason. There was no barrier to that, but for some reason I had a little bit of a block about Glossier. Anyways, I finally picked up a couple things from their website. I had a good experience. Shipping actually came really, really quickly. They have a 10% off code, I think, for your first time shopping from them. So I got the Cloud Paint in the shade Dawn. I was gonna do like, they have a double set where you can get 2 cloud paints at a discount, but I wanted to try one first. This one is like straight up orange and it's so beautiful. I'm so glad I finally tried it. Reminds me of the Flower Beauty one. Similar formulas, I would say, but in terms of color, this one is definitely much more orange. And then I picked up the Dew Effect highlighter. This one is in the shade Topaz. My Twitter friend Tanya, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I know that she really enjoyed Glossier. She's a similar skin tone to me, and she picked up the shade lighter than Topaz. I did want to try this one. It's a little bit deeper, even though you recommended I go the other one. I'm sorry, but so far, I think that this is going to be the kind of thing, it's really pretty, but I feel like it might not be impactful enough for a full face of makeup, which kind of makes sense for Glossier. This seems like the kind of thing that you would wear this just on its own on your skin, or on a really light makeup day when your face is like a little bit dewier. I found once I powdered over this, it wasn't as impactful as some of my other stick highlighters. With that being said, it still is very beautiful, very glowy, so it might just be more of like a natural thing, which again makes sense for Glossier, but so far so good now that I've finally crossed the barrier over into being ready to try Glossier. Finally, I went to Target and picked up a bunch of stuff. I got these brushes from Real Techniques and I've since thrown away the box. I don't even really know what these are supposed to be for, but I don't really need any new brushes, but I love, love, love Real Techniques, and these seemed really unique, and this kind of reminded me of the bronzer brush I use all the time, which is the MAC 14OS or 14OS, whatever it is, which I always get questions about. I mean, they're not really the same, but like kind of the same. So far, I don't know how I feel about this. Again, I need to look up what they actually want you to do with it, but I mean, I said it before, a brush is a brush. If you find a good way to use it, doesn't matter if that's how they recommend it. I feel like it's not dense enough. I'd appreciate it a little bit more dense to pick up bronzer, and then it just gets a little bit too fluffy here, but we'll see. I need to play around with it. It's a very unique shape. Haven't used this one yet. It's like the smaller version. I think this is going to be great for blush, contour, even highlighting. And then there's a little tiny one here. I don't know what I'm going to use this for. I don't know, maybe under here might be good. But yeah, very unique shape, and I've always had really good experiences with Real Techniques, so just kind of need to figure out what's going to be the best use for this. At the very least, I can use it just to set my face. I got some gel fantasy nails from Kiss. They don't have enough lengths here in Canada, if you ask me. So I decided to give these ones a try. They're just a very classic pink. I've talked about these time and time again. Then Christina S is a hair care brand that I've fallen in love with over the past year. It was a little bit unassuming to me. Beautiful packaging. Didn't expect it to work for my curly hair, but I love their cleansing conditioner and I love their curl definer. So she's since launched some new products, and I wanted to try them because they're not on well.ca yet. That's where you can buy it if you are Canadian. This sounded really interesting to me. It's heavy. It is the invigorating, or sorry, doesn't say that at all. It is the Instant Exfoliating Scalp Scrub. It's supposed to remove buildup, flakes, soothe the scalp, hydrating, rebalancing, and gently exfoliating, non-drying. So it's kind of like a sugar scrub like you would use on your face or your lips, but for your scalp. Has a really thick texture. I think it is sugar that, yeah. Sugar is the first ingredient in here, and I've only used this once, but I thought it was interesting. And when I used it, at first I was like, is it doing anything? And it was a little tricky to like get in my hair and really feel like I was getting at my scalp. You know, it took a little bit of something to get in there, but I found when I went to go shampoo, I got an even better lather. It seemed like it did something a little bit different. So I'm gonna need to try it out. If you have like an itchy scalp or dry scalp, it says if you have any open scalp, cracks or sores on your scalp, it won't feel good. It literally says that. So I feel like that's kind of obvious, but if you are having issues with your scalp or any buildup or there, this could be something interesting to try. Then I got this. It's just beautiful. Like, look at the duo kind of oils there, but this is the Anytime Anywhere Scalp and Hair Milk Oil. So this isn't the kind of thing I'd probably use straight out the shower because I use a lot of oil in my hair, and this would just run too quickly. But perhaps for touch-ups to get in at the roots, I have not tried this one yet, but overall I've really loved what I've tried from Christina S, so I definitely recommend you give it a try. There's stuff that's not for curly hair. I know her Rose Gold Temporary Hairspray is one of her most popular items. She's also released some tools lately and some kind of like glazes for the hair that look super cool too. Bliss is a brand that I haven't tried much from, so I wanted to try a couple things. This is the Mighty Marshmallow Bright and Radiant Whipped Mask. I've only used this once, but they had a bunch of masks that I wanted to try. It has this kind of like nice whipped texture. It's a brightening mask. I think it has vitamin C in there. It felt really good, but again, I've only used it once. Then I picked these up for travel. This is the Drench and Quench Cream to Water Hydrator for All Day Moisture. And I've said this before, but a lot of time travel size products are always really rich moisturizers, so I thought that this sounded good where it's kind of like a gel cream. And then this is the Dry Wet Gentle Jelly Cleanser with Rose Flower. And of course you can always put your, your regular moisturizer in a little container and just take it along with you, but I always love minis. I picked up the Differin gel. I know this is actually really small. The box was gigantic. I didn't realize how small this was when I bought it, and I was kind of planning on using it as a spot treatment, and I know a lot of people love this for acne, and it's not sold in Canada, but I never did any research into it. So then when I brought it back and I was reading it, you kind of need to use it like every day, and then your skin purges, and I was kind of like, oh, I don't know if I'm really in a place where I need this right now. So let me know if you have used this, what your experience has been with it, what your skin type is, because I literally just bought this because everyone's like, it's the best thing ever, but never really did any research into it. So let me know what you think of that. And then I just went crazy on the hair product. So the first thing I got, it's actually a repurchase for me. It is the Miss Jessie's Multicultural Curls, and this is available in Toronto. A lot of these hair brands are available here, but first of all, I don't like to travel to buy my hair products. I live right downtown, so they're really, none of the places that sell them are really available to me, and this was available and probably honestly cheaper even with the USD to Canadian conversion. Camera cut me off, but it's still probably cheaper. I love the Jelly Soft curls and I love the Multicultural curls. This has safflower oil and olive fruit oil, and it says it is for multi-textured curls of mixed heritage to soft to fine curls, good for wash and go, frizz free. Also no petroleum, parabens, no animal testing, no mineral oil, no animal ingredients, no paraffins, and I find this is just a really beautiful creamy curl definer. Then I picked up the Miss Jessie's Co-Wash, which I'm just love co-washes. I use them when I'm not using a shampoo, if I'm washing my hair multiple times in a week. So this one is good for colored hair, daily washing, helps for chemically treated hair as well. So it just sounds really good. I've had really good experiences with Miss Jessie's in the past, so I wanted to give this a try. And I like that this size, like some of my co-washes are gigantic, so I have this one now and the Shea Moisture that will be a little bit better for travel. Then I picked up the Camille Rose Naturals. I tried this brand when I lived in Newfoundland. I ordered a bunch of stuff because there were almost no curly hair products in Newfoundland. When I shopped on this website, I can't remember, it was specifically for curly hair, and I paid an arm and a leg for shipping, but I tried some Camille Rose Naturals and they smelled really good, if I remember correctly. Can I smell it? I remember them smelling like cake. Yeah, that one smells good. I didn't try this product, I think, back in the day, but I wanted to try it. It is their Moroccan Pear Conditioning Custard. And I'm pretty sure you would kind of use this like a leave-in. It says bring you back to natural by nourishing your dry and frizzy curls. It has Moroccan pear, cherry kernels, vitamin-rich extracts, antioxidants, omegas. So sounds really good and looks really rich and thick. Then I decided to try the Mixed Chicks Morning After Redefining Foam. I have used this once and I thought it was pretty good. I've eyed this brand for a while, but it is to refresh, redefine, and boost next day hair, which if you've been following me for a while, I've mastered day one curls now pretty much. Day two is another story. These are actually day two curls today, and they came out pretty good, so I'm getting better. They're not perfect, but this is essentially a foam that you put in your hair on day two to kind of revive them, and I thought it was good. It was lightweight, so it didn't feel like I'm weighing down my hair, because technically I already put a bunch of product in my hair the day before, and now I'm kind of doing it again the next day to refresh, and I didn't find it to be too heavy. Today, to refresh my curls, I kind of took a risk and tried this out because I wanted to talk to you about it. It is the Curls brand. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Curls. Blueberry Bliss Curl Control Jelly, and I've seen this on Instagram for years. I actually bought this in Cincinnati last summer and forgot I was only flying with my carry-on. So I couldn't take it in my carry-on. The TSA agent hopefully is walking around with beautifully controlled curls. This smells like blue Jolly Ranchers. It smelled so good. I did use it in my curls today to refresh. I just sprayed my hair with some water and then added this in and diffused again. And I thought it did a good job, but I can't kind of really tell you how it works on day one curls to define, but it feels like a really nice, thick, little bit creamy gel almost, and it has no sulfates, silicones, parabens, artificial oils, colors, or fragrances. Wait, oh, that's everything. Oh, yeah, that's everything I got, except for the Evolve Styling Smooth and Style brush. I picked this up with all the little bristles in here. Like, I'm always hesitant to talk about curly hair products because people get so up in arms and they're so annoying about curly hair. It's just ridiculous. Like, when I moved to Toronto, I had curly hair salons shame me for having relaxed hair and literally wouldn't take an appointment with me. I'm like, I just moved here from Newfoundland. I had nobody to help me with my hair. I had to relax it. Can you not judge me? Anyways, I hate the world, okay? But anyways, this is a natural bore brush, and I thought it might help to smooth down my roots when I put it up into a bun or a ponytail. I don't know if that's totally what it's for necessarily. Smoother hair, promote healthy hair. Anyways, either way, I will give it a try, but that is everything that I picked up. Again, if you did not check out my Buffalo/birthday vlog, I will list it down below. Nems also got me like the most incredible gift, so I will link to that down below. And if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!